Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a play. The locker room of the Washington Commanders has reportedly been shaken to its core after what insiders are calling a dramatic confrontation between head coach Dan Quinn and one of the team's key players, an incident that has already begun circulating in whispers throughout the NFL community. According to sources close to the team, the altercation reportedly occurred after a game that left tensions simmering among both players and coaching staff, with Quinn allegedly losing his composure in a way that left several teammates stunned and unsure how to respond. While the official narrative from the team has been relatively muted, claiming that a private discussion took place, multiple reports suggest that the words exchanged were far from civil, with Quinn purportedly declaring to the player, in a tone described by witnesses as both furious and resolute, that he will never wear this jersey again. This statement alone has sparked immediate speculation among analysts, fans, and social media commentators, many of whom are now questioning the internal dynamics of the Commanders and whether this incident could mark a turning point in the team's season. The tension in the locker room, insiders say, was palpable even before the confrontation, with the team struggling to find consistency on both sides of the ball. But this latest development seems to have taken those issues to an entirely new level, creating a ripple effect of uncertainty. Rumors surrounding the specific cause of the explosion vary, but sources hint that a disagreement over in-game decisions, perhaps involving play calling or positional responsibilities, may have been the tipping point. Teammates who were present reportedly described the moment as surreal, with Quinn's frustration bubbling over after repeated perceived mistakes, culminating in an outburst that left the entire room frozen in shock. While the player involved has not made any public comments, those close to him have reportedly indicated that he was taken aback by the intensity of Quinn's reaction, signaling that this is far more than a routine scolding. Analysts on sports shows have already begun dissecting what this could mean for the locker room chemistry, emphasizing that public displays of anger from a head coach can sometimes fracture the trust between players and leadership, potentially leading to longer-term consequences. Social media has exploded with clips and commentary, feeding the narrative of a team on the edge, with fans speculating wildly about whether this confrontation could be indicative of deeper structural issues within the organization. The dramatic tone of the incident, amplified by the secrecy and conflicting reports, has made it an irresistible story for those who follow NFL drama closely, as the line between professional discipline and personal confrontation seems to have been blurred. While the Commanders have a history of dealing with high-pressure situations, insiders say that the intensity of this outburst was unusual even by the team's standards, suggesting that Quinn may have reached a breaking point after months of frustration with inconsistent performances and missed opportunities. Players who spoke on condition of anonymity described an atmosphere of nervous energy in the locker room following the incident, with whispers of disbelief and speculation spreading quickly among the roster. Analysts are pointing out that such public bursts, especially when involving a player with a prominent role, can influence not just morale but also strategic decision-making, as teammates may begin to question leadership or feel pressure in ways that affect performance on the field. The narrative being circulated now paints a picture of a coach who is deeply invested in accountability and performance, but whose methods may be tipping into volatility, potentially creating rifts that could have lasting consequences. Discussions in sports media are already centering on whether this moment will serve as a wake-up call or a warning, with some pundits suggesting that Quinn's approach, though intense, reflects a commitment to excellence that he believes is necessary for the team to succeed. Regardless, the visual and emotional impact of the incident seems to have left an indelible mark on those present, ensuring that the story will remain in circulation for days, if not weeks, as analysts and fans alike speculate about the fallout. Reports also suggest that the player involved has been a consistent figure in discussions about the team's performance, with some insiders hinting at previous tensions that may have been quietly simmering for weeks or months. The confrontation, therefore, is not being seen as an isolated outburst, but rather as a potential culmination of ongoing friction between coaching expectations and player execution. Team veterans who were present reportedly attempted to mediate. Those sources described the situation as having escalated too quickly for any calming intervention to be effective. Observers have pointed out that the language reportedly used by Quinn, specifically the declaration that the player would never wear this jersey again, carries both symbolic and literal weight, signaling a potential end to the professional relationship unless reconciliation or corrective measures are swiftly undertaken. Analysts have also noted that such incidents can create public relations challenges, particularly in a league where media scrutiny is intense and social media amplifies every heated exchange. The rumor mill is now rife with speculation about potential consequences, including suspensions, fines, or even roster changes, although nothing official has been confirmed at this time. Fans, meanwhile, are engaging in vigorous debate online, dissecting every report and trying to determine whether the confrontation represents a temporary spark of emotion or a deeper, systemic issue within the Commanders organization. The timing of the incident, coming mid-season, adds another layer of complexity to the situation as the team navigates both competitive pressures and the need to maintain cohesion in pursuit of playoff contention. According to insiders, Quinn has historically been known for his fiery personality, but the intensity and specificity of this confrontation are being characterized as unusually direct and uncompromising, leaving both players and coaching staff to recalibrate their expectations and approach. Sports psychologists and former players are weighing in on the potential psychological impact, noting that incidents of public confrontation in high-stakes environments can trigger a range of reactions, from heightened focus to increased anxiety, depending on individual personalities and team dynamics. The rumor surrounding who the player is remains a hot topic, with speculation focusing on someone in a starting role whose performance has recently been inconsistent, though no confirmations have been made. This ambiguity only fuels the narrative, as fans and commentators alike attempt to piece together fragments of information, creating a cycle of discussion that keeps the story alive and evolving in real time. The atmosphere described by insiders paints a vivid picture of a locker room caught between discipline, emotion, and the relentless pressure to perform, a setting ripe for dramatic developments that feed both the rumor mill and public fascination. Some reports indicate that the confrontation may have broader implications beyond just the immediate player involved, suggesting that other members of the team could be influenced by the display of authority and intensity. Observers speculate that younger players may be particularly affected, perceiving the incident as a warning or lesson about accountability, while veterans may interpret it as an overreach or a signal that internal tensions are nearing a breaking point. Media analysts are already framing the event as part of a larger narrative about Quinn's coaching style, debating whether his methods represent a calculated strategy to maintain discipline or an impulsive reaction that risks destabilizing the roster. Social media commentary ranges from outrage to intrigue, with some fans defending the coach's intensity and others questioning the approach, highlighting the polarized reception that such incidents typically provoke. The secrecy maintained by the team regarding the details only magnifies curiosity, as every snippet of information is dissected for clues about the true nature of the exchange. The long-term effects on team culture, trust, and performance are now central to ongoing speculation, ensuring that this story will remain a fixture in NFL discussion forums, podcasts, and social media feeds. The aftermath of the confrontation between Dan Quinn and the unnamed Commanders player has reportedly left ripples that extend far beyond the locker room, with sources suggesting that the team's front office is now quietly assessing both the situation and potential repercussions. Insiders hint that there have been private meetings behind closed doors, with management weighing options ranging from internal reprimands to more significant roster adjustments, though nothing has been publicly confirmed. The players themselves are reportedly navigating a complex mix of emotions, with some expressing sympathy for the coach's frustration while others are quietly questioning his approach, creating a subtle but noticeable tension during practice sessions and team meetings. Analysts have pointed out that incidents like this often serve as both a warning and a test, gauging how players respond to leadership under pressure. And in the case of the Commanders, the intensity of the rumored confrontation seems to have set a benchmark for what is expected moving forward. Social media continues to amplify the story, with fans dissecting every detail, speculating about the player's identity, and debating whether Quinn's actions were justified or an overreach, creating a perfect storm of speculation that keeps the team at the center of public conversation. This swirling narrative has made the story irresistible for sports media, with every commentator eager to provide context, analysis, or opinion, fueling ongoing debate about leadership, accountability, and team dynamics in high-stakes professional sports. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Reports now suggest that other players have privately discussed the incident, with some expressing concern that this might indicate a shift in Quinn's coaching approach, while others reportedly see it as a wake-up call that reinforces the urgency of maintaining peak performance. These internal discussions, though speculative, have been described as tense, with teammates weighing loyalty, professionalism, and self-interest in equal measure, highlighting the complexity of navigating relationships under the glare of both internal scrutiny and public attention. Pundits are focusing on the strategic implications, suggesting that such emotional volatility could influence not just morale, but also decision-making on the field, as players adjust to heightened pressure and amplified expectations. Analysts have emphasized that the public perception of Quinn's authority could be as important as the private reality, with fans interpreting his actions as either a bold assertion of discipline or an unnecessarily dramatic gesture, depending on their perspective. Meanwhile, the player involved is reportedly remaining tight-lipped, though sources close to him suggest he is reflecting carefully on both his performance and the broader implications of the confrontation, signaling that this episode may become a pivotal moment in his career. The swirling rumors, coupled with ongoing speculation, ensure that this story continues to dominate discussions across sports media platforms, from traditional broadcasts to online forums and social media debates, keeping fans and commentators alike on edge. In addition to internal repercussions, there is growing speculation that this incident could affect the Commanders' public image and relationship with the media, as insiders suggest the team may need to carefully manage the narrative to prevent further distraction. Analysts note that high-profile confrontations tend to attract intense scrutiny, with journalists and commentators eager to connect dots, interpret motivations, and predict outcomes, which in turn pressures the organization to respond strategically, balancing transparency with discretion. Rumors indicate that the team may engage in controlled communications, highlighting unity and professionalism while subtly signaling that internal discipline is a priority, aiming to prevent any perception of instability from affecting fan confidence or sponsorship relations. Meanwhile, social media amplifies every nuance, with clips, quotes, and unverified accounts circulating rapidly, creating a continuous feedback loop that fuels speculation and heightens the perceived drama. Pundits have argued that managing both perception and performance will be critical in the coming weeks, especially as the Commanders prepare for key matchups that could define their season. The tension between maintaining internal cohesion and managing external narratives has placed the organization in a delicate position, as every decision or comment can be interpreted as either a resolution or escalation, keeping both media and fans intensely engaged in the ongoing story. Some sources suggest that veteran players may be acting as informal mediators, quietly attempting to restore balance while navigating the new dynamics introduced by Quinn's fiery response. These veterans, reportedly respected by both coaching staff and teammates, are said to be emphasizing focus, professionalism, and collective responsibility, while acknowledging that the emotional intensity of the confrontation has left lingering uncertainty among younger players. Analysts highlight that such internal mediation can be crucial in stabilizing team morale, particularly when leadership approaches are perceived as extreme or unpredictable, as players look for reassurance and guidance in navigating their roles. Meanwhile, sports commentators speculate about potential ripple effects on upcoming games, questioning whether the psychological impact of the incident could influence performance, communication, and cohesion on the field. Rumors suggest that the player involved may be facing an internal evaluation or performance review, though again, nothing has been officially confirmed, leaving room for both speculation and narrative building. The combination of uncertainty, high stakes, and public attention creates a unique environment, one where both players and coaching staff must carefully balance emotion, professionalism, and competitive focus, ensuring that the team remains functional while navigating the fallout from one of the most talked-about locker room confrontations in recent memory. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.